Alright everybody, what's going on? Emo Tempest here, and it is about that time that we get to the best cards in the set, without a doubt, the water cards. I don't know why I always just want to say mono when it's one color, but yeah, this is you know me, this is my favorite. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's always the thing I'm most excited for about in this game. So let's get started. Alright, Isla. Put Isla into the break zone. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. I mean, I'm gonna put one of these because it's full art. She's a blacksmith, which I think is interesting. Obviously not relevant, but hey, this turns into 2 cards later when I need it. Anytime I need it, I can live with that. The previous cards that did stuff like this, I think, were like Clavats, but at like damage 5, and I can't think of another one right now. I think it's the Poro backup, right? But you gotta discard 2 cards. It's like discard 1, and then you draw 2, and then discard another one. It's weird. This is normal. I'm okay with this. One of these is fine in a deck. We can work with this. Blue Mage. Standard unit. When Blue Mage enters the field, you may play one monster of cost 0 or less from your hand onto the field. When a monster that is also a forward you control is put up the field in the break zone, draw a card. This effect will only trigger during your turn and only once per turn. Obviously, this effect kind of goes with the ones that are from this whole set, right? That they're monsters only on your turns. But obviously, you can, attack with worms on the terms you need them, let them die, and then you draw, right? So something to think about. I don't know if we needed this one in particular, but it might be good to have, since you can pay the other one, play the blue worm. Effectively, that's a free blue mage, right? Because the worm costs you 2, and the worm draws you a card, which gets you the next card. So effectively free. Azdaja, the first legendary. These dragons look sick, man. Azdaja cannot be chosen by your opponent's summons. When it enters the field, it can't be chosen by abilities until the end of the turn. And when a water forward you control attacks, choose a forward your opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. Now, I think this is the same thing as the lightning one. The lightning one is a little bit better because it does more. I wish this said choose any forward. If it was choose any forward and it wasn't limited to your opponent's forwards, I would appreciate it more. Why? Because the main thing you could do is, filter through your forwards a little bit better than just send something of theirs back. There's cheaper ways to send forwards back. There is cheaper ways to put 9k bodies on the board. There's cheaper ways to get this kind of protection. I will get one full art possibly for the collection, but I think that is the extent of it. I'm not convinced this will find a home. Idolus, a 6 EP backup. Interesting. From 15, when he enters the field, choose a 15 forward of cost 5 or less in your break zone, play it onto the field, and then put him in the break zone, choose a forward of 5 or less your opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. Why is 15 jumping into water more now? Like, Lunafreya is all we needed. We don't need this. I don't know why we would do this. Well, I guess it plays it onto the field, right? So I wonder if this is going to go in your what's it called deck? Your Emmett Selch deck. Sorry, that took me longer than it needed to, but I got there. And I know those guys aren't in 15, but they use the Regis deck, so hitting one of these is another way to trigger that. That's the first thing, yes, that came to my mind with this card, so maybe there's some use for it. We'll see. Garnet. When Garnet enters the field, you may duel 4 active characters you control. When you do so, choose a forward. Put it to the bottom of its owner's deck. That is a lot of... Choose one forward. Put it to the bottom of its owner's deck. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. That seems... There's better ways to use Garnet as well. I don't think this is necessary. It might be. I like that it says characters, right? So my Apkalus can do something else. My Piranhas can do something else on the turns I'm not attacking with them. So that's okay, I guess. And, putting it forward to the bottom is good, but the forward slots are getting smaller and smaller in water as we're playing, right? Because we're still playing Witch. I haven't seen anything or any reason to get off of the Witch. So yeah, let's not get too excited for this one just yet. Old Snapper bet. So proprietor of the Happy Turtle. When Old Snapper enters the field, place 3 flyer counters on Old Snapper. Remove 1 flyer counter, or else put the top card of your deck into the break zone, and then choose up to. You can put them in the break zone. Choose up to 2 cards in your break zone. Add them to your hand. You can only use this ability if there are no flyer counters. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, that's cool. I don't have a problem with this. It's a good way to, it's obviously you take it with anything that self mills. You always want to be careful, right? Especially with water being as fast as it is. But the fact that you can hold on to this when you get misdragoned or something like, or it just speeds up into Leviathan still, or really when you kind of run out of answers, right? Like you can, rise with Lena and then boom, get something else back right after this, and then play into lots of cards. The cool part is that choose up to 2 cards. So this is a good way for us to get monsters back for Witch. So I'm kind of interested in this one a lot. We don't have anything which is why we used to play Citra, right? Like just recur the monsters. I can feel better about this. I feel better about this card overall than I thought I would, but yeah, it's pretty good. Chemist. Discard a card, choose a forward. It loses 1,000 power. If the discarded card is wind element, it also loses all of its abilities until the end of the turn. Oh no, that's good. Wait, so the water one is wind and the wind one requires water also. That's fun. So they could both go in there if we needed to have access to both of these cards. I think that's fun. I like this one a lot. Like a blank on command in wind water outside of Kuchu lanes. Taliak. The 12. When Taliak enters the field, if you control 4 or more jobs of 12, your opponent selects a forward they control, put it in the break zone, and then draw a card. And then choose a forward of cost 3 or less your opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. That's okay. That's 3 for 5 though, right? Like that's the problem. You have a lot of decent effects on this card. It has an S for some reason and just a 5 CP though. Like, yeah, I don't know. The 12 is so confused. It's so polarizing for me right now. Every time I read a new one of these, it's like, this is good. Oh, this is bad. Like, I'm not sure yet. Johnny. When card named Tifa enters the field, activate Johnny and draw a card. This effect will only trigger once per turn. Okay, that's good. It doesn't need to activate more than once per turn. That's fantastic. Water Earth 7 deck. Let's go. Sylvester. I think we saw this one, right? This one was early run Emperor of Sambrek. When Sylvester, I think this is Dion's dad, right? Enters the field, you may search for a light forward and add it to your hand. Yeah, see that tracks. Then you replay a forward of cost 3 or less from your hand onto the field. Okay. And then put Sylvester into the break zone. Choose an ability that has choosing only 1 forward you control. Cancel its effect. Okay, that's not bad. There's something to be done there. Now, 3-drop light forward or search a light forward, and you may play a forward of 3 or less. So there's a lot. Oh my goodness, this card is. Hold on. Oh, so this is great. So you can search Wool 7, right? And then you can play, one of the other 3 drops. Oh my god, this is a Wool 7, a water Wool 7 card. Fantastic. I love it. And then it has this extra protection too. Oof. Oh man. Never mind. You didn't hear that here. Or you did. And that's why you're here in the first place. So enjoy. Alright. Titov. I don't know who this is. The fairy captain. Man, I do not remember this dude at all. When he enters the field, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Return them to the top of your deck in any order. That is okay. I don't know. If it was a standard unit, I'd be better with it, right? Because we can search it. Now I just am hoping to draw this 1-drop off job 7 guy. Like, I don't know. Ooh, and this Titus might not be as good as we had hoped, but still very strong. When Titus enters the field, you may search for a card named Yuna and add it to your hand. If a card named Yuna forward you control is dealt damage, that damage is dealt to Titus instead. And if Titus is dealt damage at damage 3, it's reduced by 2,000 instead. So, yeah, it's a good card. I think the fact that it can search any Yuna, right? It's a forward backup is just going to be great. There's Yunas in different colors already, so we know we have the light ones, the wind ones, the water ones. I don't recall, actually the wind ones too, right? So it's like, I think I said that already, but still, I think it's a great card. The fact it didn't need any of these other things like EX burst and damage mitigation, it really wasn't unnecessary, but it's a fantastic card. I think it's dope. So Nemia, back up to 12. EX burst, when Nemia enters the field, draw a card. Okay, and then so this is nothing. So this is just not, there's nothing else to tie to this, just draw a card, EX burst. And tap 1, draw a card, you can only use the ability if you control 4 or more, draw 12. Okay, great. Okay, so this paired with the earth one and the fire one levels out the EX burst to at least 9 a deck. And then you have the earth one. Okay, now I'm building the deck, okay. This is probably one of the better ones for the deck for sure. And then, yeah, just figure out the rest. I think it really is going to build just like Soiree did. You're going to have the 3 ones that search, the other ones that EX, and then Tyro, Thornton, Toto, right? Like, I think that pretty much covers it. So, yeah, happy building, guys. Azura, I've been getting messages all day about this one. So thank you guys, for anyone who messaged me, you're right. I am excited about this one. So when Azura Mansuya enters the field, you may return a character other than Mansuya you control to its owner's hand. When you do so, all the forwards other than Mansuya lose 8,000 power until the end of the turn. And then when it attacks, choose up to 6 forwards. They lose 4,000 power until the end of the turn. This card is nuts. Yeah, so it's pretty much like a sort of a Susano kind of card. We pay 8 CP to hopefully board clear enough things. Obviously, it's going to be very strong when you attack to just pretty much reduce the whole board as well. So it has a lot of effects. I think this is something we were looking for a while. I'm not big on the cost, right? Because I think Susano's only 6, and then you have to get rid of the backup or whatever, break it or RFG it, and then this says 8, and then still have to do that. So obviously it doesn't matter if you're playing Alchemist, you just replay it again, but still, the 8 CP is a thing. So I mean, we were paying 9 for Leviathan anyway, so I think this is technically cheaper, but we might not kill everything. So in theory there is still a witch out, and you send the Malbro and finish everything else off, and that way it doesn't require 2 Malbros or whatever to deal with everything. You can save your monsters for smaller things. I think it's cool that it's primal. I didn't realize we had another water primal other than Leviathan, so I don't think we need to dish out, bring in the Sahajin primal cards or whatever, but something might come in handy eventually. Mid Previa, this was one of the card of the weeks. When it enters the field due to your cast, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Play 1 forward, 1 backup, and up to 1 monster with a total cost of 8 or less among them onto the field, and put the rest of the cards in the break zone. So I think it's obviously a cool card. Paying 9 for all this value isn't bad. The real question is, how do we it has to be only due to your cast, right? So how am I really gonna do this as cheaply effectively as possible? This is like a turn 2 card, right? Tap 1, play 1, and then boom, turn 2, pitch forward, get all the value back, right? So play a forward, hopefully it does something. Play a backup, hopefully it does something. And play a monster, hopefully it does something, right? Recover at least 2 cards, get a forward and a backup, and then you're in a good position for a few turns. I don't know. It seems like my bad. It seems like a long shot, but it may be something that can come from this. It's definitely a cool looking card. I wonder why they chose these engineer guys. Oh, maybe an engineer deck. Maybe this is finally the moment for that. Malboro, During your turn, Malboro also becomes a forward of 7,000 power. When Malboro attacks, choose a forward your opponent controls, lose 2,000 until the end of the turn. And when Malboro deals damage to your opponent, put it in the breaks, and we do so all the forwards your opponent controls lose 4,000 power. We just read Asura. Why are you putting this in here with all that? Could have done anything else, my guy. Yeah, I don't think we're playing this. We have better Malboros. If it kind of had the effect where you could just break it, sure. But if not, it's too slow. I'd rather play Piranhas. Piranhas do 2k on reduce 2k on entry, and then they can attack on, only on my turn too, and not die. And if they die, I draw a card. So, Yuna. Man, we're getting a lot of Yunas, huh? We have this one. There's like a starter deck coming one, like right after this. And when Yuna enters the field or attacks, you may put the top two cards of your deck into the break zone. When you do so, choose a forward. It loses 5,000 power until the end of its turn. At damage 6, when Yuna attacks until the end of the turn, all the forwards your opponent control loses 5,000 for every 10 cards in your break zone. Okay, it's okay. I don't like. Again, water is known to already mill out. We saw 3 cards in here, 4 cards I think that mill, and then like a bunch of stuff that draws at the same time. So it's like, put all that together. What we have now, we're either racing to do Lena Leviathan in like 3 turns, or we're gonna deck out, right? Now, I'm not saying racing to do Leviathan, whatever on turn 3 is a bad thing, but it's still scary, right? So I don't know. I'll explore this. We have self-damage, self-mill decks in other games. This is probably somewhere we're working towards. Obviously you have the FF8 people, right? Like water, lightning, mill, self-mill is cool. And then just boom, then Leviathan, Lena Leviathan on top of that, right? Like just go for it. So yeah, maybe, or dredge, is that what you guys call it? Dredge decks? Maybe that's gonna be a thing again. Let's see. Oracle, just the reprint of this. Leviathan, Cat 12. During your turn, duel 2 active waters. You can do that instead. Choose a forward or a monster your opponent controls. Return it to its owner's hand. I don't need to send any monsters back to their hands. This is... Put it to the bottom of the deck at least. Come on, man. Like, let's evolve from this. Sorry, this one's a no for me. Lena, the other legendary... Princess and Warrior of Light. When Lena enters the field, select one of the following 2 actions. If you control a card named Ferris, select up to 2 of the following actions. Your opponent selects a forward they control, put it in the break zone, search for a job Warrior of Light, and add it to your hand. Okay, so this is going to pair with the Ferris. It looks like it's almost stuck to it, right? Because the other one lets you play a forward at the start of battle or something. And so you play this, when it comes in, you send something and search a Warrior of Light. Now, being as those 2 cards are very strong, I wonder if a Fire Water Warrior of Light deck can return, right? Because we had that for a little while, but then Refia just kept growing and growing. But I think for consistency issues, Fire Water might just be another option for us, because you could still play this Ferris, this Lena, and everyone's favorite Refia, of course, and then you have like the 2 CP Warrior of Light, you could still play Ingus, you could still play, I don't know, some of the other ones that just kind of like, I can't remember the other ones that fit in there, but between this and the Ferris, you have some extra options in there too, so, and it's full art, so why not? And last is Refia LB. Oh, this one, man, I need like a series of all these WAF cards. When Refia enters the field, choose a category WAF forward of cost 3 or less other than light or dark in your break zone, play it onto the field. Okay, 6 for a 2-drop, 5k. It's pretty much like a Luna Freya to bring something back for WAF specifically. The first ones that come to mind are probably the Tama and the other guy that just like protects stuff, as well as I don't know if the cloud has to be cast, the lightning one, but you could do that too, right? Like bring this in. I know the land is 5 and costs less, so there's probably a rain in there we can do, if that's WAF, right? Yeah, so I don't know, I think it's cool. The art is solid, definitely something we can do there. And it says forward, so it has to be forwards. Okay, so you can't even do other stuff like that. So, all right, interesting. So I feel like the LBs altogether in this set are a little scattered in terms of effects. Nothing too game breaking out of the limit breaks. I'll dissect that all later for you guys. But yeah, mono water is actually, I don't want to say it's a bit of a letdown, but it is a little bit all over the place, right? Because we're getting, we have cards like Sylvester that's really stuck out to me right at the beginning, and Azura obviously is insane. We finally have a natural board clear. Be that as it be, as expensive as it may be, but and then like now we're moving into this self-mill thing, which is interesting. Waters or self-mill, which I'm not too sure how I feel about yet, but there's something going on here. We have all these big crazy effects, like, you know, this 9 ZP mid Previa, you know, this guy for some reason just sends more things back. Idola's doing, you know, play a 5-drop also, and then, you know, choose a forward. I don't know, a lot of big effects with scattered like potential. I don't know. Titus is for sure a standout thing. Asura is the standout. Sylvester's a standout, and I think Aaliyah is just really good, really great looking card. So I'm gonna put it on there for you guys too. Yeah, that's it for me here. Oh, Johnny was a fantastic card actually. It's just great value. You can't argue with how good this card is actually. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for the water stuff. Let me know what you guys think. How are you feeling? Is mono water back? Which version of water do you want to play? Because I'm honestly leaning towards that wool, the mono water wool 7 stuff with this card. But yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.